And I didn't do that neither. I didn't listen to her. I didn't give her the safety that she needed to feel. I was too concerned of my own safety, my own feelings. I don't know why you feel like that. I ain't tripping off her. It don't make a difference if I'm tripping off her. She was tripping off her. Instead of telling her how insecure she is and don't pay attention to this person or don't pay attention to that person, she supposed to be my wife. I should have separated myself against them. And this is something I need to teach y'all young bucks that I want y'all to listen to too. I call this rule King of the Castle. I done screwed up a lot of shit with this King of the Castle. Just because you are the alpha man don't mean you ain't gonna fuck up. But you gotta know when to say you did. I done fucked up a lot. I done fucked up. Not gonna name my kids just in case they do go viral, but I did ask them to share it. I done fucked up with a few of them. But what you see in the pictures beforehand, because I know people probably been waiting for another post on Reel and everything else that she was on, is what's called Sunday dinner. And then one of them don't get along for shit. Like rubber and glue, always has been. I raised them and I raised them the best that I can and everything else, but we just don't. We can respect each other to a point, but we can't really get along. But there's something in that Sunday dinner. And I always instilled that in my kids, family. Family. Because me and Celeste and some people going like this and some people ain't, feel like our family ain't shit on both behalves. That's why we wound up where we been at because we couldn't get help anywhere else. And it was a time when my father tried to help, but I was still young and I was the king of the castle. It was a time when Celeste cracked up. Um, right after one of our children was born. And I didn't know this because I'm too busy. I got to work and I got to do this and I got to do that. I got to pay the bills and we're on the edge of eviction and I'm the king of the castle. And I never stopped to pay attention to where she was at mentally. And I came home from work one day and she wasn't home and none of the kids was home. And I was like, that's weird. But this time I was working overnight. So it really wasn't a big thing. I went to sleep and I woke up again. And she still wasn't there. I thought it was weird, and I'm calling, and she ain't picking up the phone and everything else. So I go to work anyway, because I'm the king of the castle. I didn't stop and try to think about where my kids was at, or where she was at, or how much stress she was under. And this name I'm going to say, because family didn't do this. Wanda Outlaw. Thank you. Because she reached out to Wanda while I was at work the next day, and she had cracked up. And Wanda, my father came and got her, and they gave her some help, and she was getting the help. But by then, no one wanted to tell me because I'm the king of the castle. Us black men got to learn how to listen to us elders when us elders are telling certain things. And that's something I tell my kids all the time, but I don't do it. I learned how to, and this is one of the stories that taught me how to. Um, Fast forward to a part of it. Once I got the whole story, instead of being grateful, I was in a rage. Because y'all came and fucked with my house. Never mind that I put so much pressure and so much everything else that she went to the mental hospital that I know mental illness is on my side of the family. I know mental illness is on her side of the family. I knew that she was suffering from postpartum. Um, but I had to do what I had to do. And no matter what I had to do, you need to just suck that shit up and go. I went, I got my kids from our father and damn near beat the hell out of them. We ain't getting into a fight this time. We ain't, I didn't, you know. I always try to teach my, but I was about ready to. I was almost about ready to have my father locked up for kidnapping. Um, and in doing that, it kind of, when Celeste got whiff of it, it was like, well, how is he going to take care of the kids and work and she exited out her treatment earlier. I'm the king of the castle. You don't take my kids. Hey, they was trying to help, but I, me, being young and dumb, no excuses, cause I'm still a man, didn't see that. It was other cases, and we're gonna talk about another. Well, hey, I want to do at least 3 to 4 5 minute ones or 10 minute ones. So I talk about. I'm gonna put it out because we talking about all that. We can talk about porn. We get in our arguments and everything else, and Celeste would shut it down. So she shut it down. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna get it anyway, and I watch a porn movie or something. And a lot of dudes from where I'm at, and I do it right in front of her. I do it behind her back. It don't make a difference. I'm a man. I'm the king of the castle. What the fuck you gonna say? As long as the kids ain't around, it's cool. But it ain't. And a lot of dudes I know, even when I was in jail, we'd talk about shit like that and we laugh, but that's the mentality that we have and it's fucked up. And it berates our women. So imagine how I was making her feel doing shit like that. Already ready to crack up. Already to do this, already to do that. It didn't help. We earned their law entry, right? So let me air. I'm gonna air mine this time. Let's be real. And y'all niggas need to listen to this shit. Because being the king of the castle, not just walking around beating your chest like Tarzan. That's what happened to us. Y'all learn from that. Because we, 22, 23 years in? Through hell and back? And anybody know us, know we went through fucking hell and back. And we separating like this. I did what I did, which I should have never made no comments. I should have never was going because we had an agreement that when she was ready to move on, that she'd go ahead about her way. Because we've been co-parenting. But our agreement also was I wasn't and she wasn't talking to nobody. But yeah, she's grown. I might have felt violated in my feelings because she violated it. Yeah, I work and pay for everything. And yeah, she should work. But should I broadcast that? Nah. I should have manned up. And when I do stuff like that, yeah, I'm reading a few notes. Because there's certain things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the pressure that we put black women under. And I thought about that and the pressure that she went in and not being able to get no help. And me being king of the castle and not paying attention to the help that she needed. I talked about that and I was going to touch on family, but I don't want to start the shitstorm. So I decided to leave that one alone. But I touched that on a few points, and I'm touching on that and womanhood because it goes in together. And when I talk about abusiveness, now I want to also talk about another part of it because the person I asked to share this a lot, and I hope they do, need to hear this. Part of the that stopped because of when I decided to try to make myself better. We had sat down and we had to talk. And one of the things that she told me was, man, you gotta stop hitting me. Now, like I said, it wasn't all the time, but it shouldn't have never fucking happened in the first place. Not once. And as she tried to explain to me that not just at that point in time I had an anger problem, because I really had an anger problem. What my children see is what they get into. It rang true for one of them. And she also asked me, hey, well, what would you want if someone was doing your child like that? And for that child that I have that's in that situation, they already know what I want to do to that motherfucker. But at the same time, I laid them mental grounds for my daughter to see it. For them to think it was normal. Now I have another one that I was able to raise differently. Even though she seen part of it, she was able to see a different part. And that was part of how. So that's called that judge, which I'm going to talk about.